Good morning, guys. My name is Jennifer, and I'm going to be sharing a full day in the office as an advisory lawyer. I now go into the office 3 times a week, and no, it is not out of choice. I live a 2-minute walk from the tube station, and it usually takes me about an hour to get into the office. I wipe down the desk before setting up for work, and while I am working, I have one of the lo-fi playlists playing in the background because it helps me to focus. Okay, time to get to work, and my first task is to go through the emails that have come in overnight. Before logging off yesterday, I received instructions from one of our clients on a matter that would require an amendment to secondary legislation by way of statutory instrument. Statutory instruments, also known as SIs, are a form of legislation which allow the provisions of an Act of Parliament to be subsequently brought into force or altered without Parliament having to pass a new Act. SIs are the most frequently used type of secondary legislation and used to add information or make changes to an existing Act of Parliament. Common types of SIs are orders, rules, orders in council, orders of council, and regulations, which is what I'll be working on. So I'll spend the morning just reviewing clients' instructions, and we'll make a rough draft of the amending regulations. And at some point I will speak to the client just to make sure the drafting achieves the client's objectives.
Bienvenidos a todo el mundo que se está incorporando ahora. Voy a dar unos minutos. Voy a aprovechar para copiar.
It's now 1 p.m. and I'm attending a Spanish session for people who are learning Spanish. This is an advanced class. I am nowhere near advanced, but because I struggle with the speaking and listening, I feel it's important for me to listen to as much Spanish as possible and really immerse myself in the sounds of Spanish so that I'm able to pick up on the rhythm and the patterns to help with my speaking and listening.
Hola, Jennifer.
Hola, Oliver. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien, sí.
Lo siento, estoy en el nivel principiante en español, pero quería unirme para mejorar mi escucha.
Sí, no pasa nada. Pregunta si tienes algo que no te hace sentido. Do you understand?
No.
Just ask
Sorry, acabo de llegar.
if there's anything that doesn't make sense or anything you're unsure of.
Vale, gracias.
Oh my god, that was super hard. Wow, I have a long way to go. I realize that I'm not very confident when it comes to speaking in Spanish, and I really need to make an effort to put myself out there and start to have more conversations in Spanish. It's just after 2 p.m. and I'm heading to lunch with my work BFF Drew. We're heading to Pret, which is just down the road from the office. Not many options today, so I'm just going to settle for the ham and cheese baguette. back from lunch and I'm checking my emails to see what has come through. And of course, I received an urgent request with a tight deadline to review some documents. This is one thing I hate about my job. Everything seems to be urgent, you're always working towards tight deadlines, and it does get overwhelming. Sometimes a client will send you documents to review at 9 a.m. on a Monday morning and expect you to provide any proposed revisions or make any comments by close of business the same day. I don't really have any advice on how to cope with such pressures other than you always have to be mentally prepared and you have to accept the job for what it is. Sometimes when you're reviewing documents, you may not feel that the work is actually urgent, so you can always push back on the client to check whether there are any flexibilities in the deadline.
Hi Jennifer, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Sebastian. How are you?
Yeah, good thanks.
Good.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you too. I just thought it'd be good to have a discussion about the...
It's around 4:30 p.m. and I'm having a catch-up call with another client to discuss a matter that we've been working on for the past couple of weeks. I do enjoy client calls because you get to understand the rationale and the logic behind certain initiatives, and you get to be involved with policies that will affect most of the public. So it's actually quite interesting. It's now 5 p.m. and I'm ready to call it a day.
Okay, I need to moan.
Go on, what are you moaning about now?
So I was thinking, right? So these...
After my little chin wag withdrew, I now make my way home and thank God the station is not packed. I'm home now. I have a couple of friends coming over later and I'm going to prepare dinner. I'm doing a replication of Nobu's miso black cod. I left the fish to soak up the marinade for 3 days and now I'm using a paper towel to remove the excess juice. I'll first fry the fish and then put it in the oven to bake, and I'll also put some fries in the air fryer. Okay, dinner's ready and I hope you've enjoyed watching what I get up to on a normal day as an advisory lawyer. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.